What's up, everybody? It's me, the Act Man, and I almost missed this video. And if I did, I would have never forgiven myself.
Scrolls 6 is still a long way off, says Todd Howard over 7 years after announcement. Wow, it's really been 7 years already? That's kinda crazy. I wonder what other Elder Scrolls 6 news there is. Elder Scrolls 6 is a long way off. Might not launch until next generation of consoles. Well, that's kinda sad, but wait, January 7th.
Actually, that does make sense. Wait, 2008. Okay, I take it back.
2019, November 10th, 2025. Something's not right here. Where on God's green earth is Elder Scrolls 6? That's the question we're going to be asking today, and I don't think we're going to be receiving any real answers. We haven't seen.
I don't expect to usually see a lot of conclusive anythings from you anyway, so I'm fine with this, honestly.
Since the game was announced, there are many theories as to why Bethesda revealed this iconic shot of a mountain and nothing else at the time.
God, this is such a bad shot, by the way. I have talked about this so extensively. You understand the scale of this, right? These things are trees. Yes, these things are trees. So this castle is pretty much a whole whopping city of its own. But the grand takeaway is here. There's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. There's a bunch of small trees, a giant castle for giants, or Todd Howard's ego, maybe. 16 times the detail. And nothing else. This was the announcement trailer. And again, if you're a real Fallout fan, if you're a real Bethesda fan, please vote with your wallet and, well, not vote with your wallet, just comment to Todd Howard that he should never release a single game ever, and he should step down from Bethesda because no one likes him. He has failed us for decades at this point, and he's short.
After 7 years of Skyrim, fans had kind of gotten the impression that Bethesda was abandoning its mainline Elder Scrolls fantasy RPG franchise. And so Todd said, all right, let's just tell them we're working on it, throw up a mountain or something, and we'll go from there. It has been 7 years since then, and with the release of Skyrim, today is 11/11/11. So Skyrim released 14 years ago, when I was 17. That's crazy to think about. The amount of time it's been since that reveal trailer is the exact amount of time it's been since Skyrim released. So the last 14 years of the main Elder Scrolls series has consisted of one 30-second trailer, each side separated by 7.
Base Todd, okay? I'd rather make negative videos about Bethesda and them being bad than actually see these games come to life. I don't want to be that disappointed, listen, okay? I still have a whole Starfield expansion to look forward to, okay? More tarps, more nothing, more bad UI, more bugs, more nothing, more woke garbage story. Hit me, daddy, okay? I am ready for that, but I do not want Elder Scrolls. I do not want Fallout, okay? How about we just get a new Vegas remake? How about that? Okay? Okay, Bethesda, I'll even allow you to put gender A and gender B in it and not make too big of a deal about it. How about that? Okay, best that I can give you.
Years. It's fucking hilarious to kind of think about. Now, to be fair, this was a very cool reveal. A little teaser.
Was it?
Just the fog and the logo and the music building up. And
I mean, it was cool through until you understood that's it. This is like this is like next time on The Walking Dead.
well, goddamn, if that mountain range doesn't look, and look at the castle there. You could see a city far off on the water, what looks like a bridge. And that's it. And that's all you get. That's all we've had. Happy 7 years, everyone. I still think Bethesda wants us to mod this trailer into a playable game. Another few years and Bethesda will release a special edition of this trailer. It is kind of a meme. Okay, so the reason we're talking about Elder Scrolls 6 today is because Todd Howard recently gave an interview to GQ. in which he brings up the 10 years of Fallout 4. So not even Fallout fans, well, they have the TV show. I was gonna say Fallout fans might not be eating so good, but that New Vegas trailer for season 2 looks fucking sick. In any case, I think this highlights a pretty important point that, like, Bethesda is...
I can't wait until the Fallout TV show releases and I get to take a giant steamy boyo over every single episode. Because I think I'm going to be covering every episode. I think I'm going to be, once again, reviewing every Fallout TV show episode. Yes, boys, I officially think it's gonna be that bad. Look at that. Look at that. That's editing.
Really focus, like, Starfield just did not hit the way Elder Scrolls and Fallout have. And so it really does feel...
Oh, really? The 5 loading screens in a row experience didn't hit. Wow.
Like, all they've done is push Elder Scrolls into the MMO direction, right? That's the whole part of the franchise that's getting love. And it just seems like...
No one likes the MMO direction, okay? I will give one thing to Elder Scrolls Online players. They're really based. Because the absolute majority of Elder Scrolls Online players are gonna answer without hesitation, yes, Elder Scrolls Online is complete trash and no one should play it. I'm playing it just because I want something Skyrim, but there's nothing really else out there, so I'm stuck playing this slob disaster that literally has 20 different ways that are forcing me to pay for it even more, and it's getting worse by the day. This is the game, by the way, that has now canonicized the fact that the Daedra are trans. And no, I'm sadly not making this up. God, I have to say that so often on this channel because the stuff that we covered seems so outrageously stupid. That there needs to be a disclaimer that I'm not making stuff up. This is actually, again, this is canon. This is canon. The Daedra can be whatever gender or however they put it, so they're trans. There you go. There you go. Congratulations. I hope you're happy.
Skyrim's one of the best-selling games of all time, so naturally, you would think, well, let's make more of them. Now, as easy as it is to kind of clown on Bethesda and make fun of this ridiculous time between releases, that is somewhat the industry standard. Doesn't make it acceptable, but look at GTA 6.
And look at us getting a Call of Duty every year.
100 years in development as well. And then you think about games like Cyberpunk that try to be super ambitious, but then they launch and, well, it takes years to fix that clusterfuck. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why games are taking so much longer to develop. It is kind of concerning to see.
This is the Fable fans cope that are saying, oh, Fable's gonna be great, yes. The same way Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 was also obviously a success because it took 15 years in the oven.
This in the industry and how, like, he kind of says it right here. We needed a creative reset. It seems like a lot of companies and games...
How do you need what do you mean a creative reset? How did you need a creative reset? You haven't made a single game for 12 years or something. What do you mean a creative reset? Like, it's not like you have been doing stuff. It's like someone who's not doing anything is saying, I need a breather. I need to take 5. What the hell?
Developers are in the creative reset mode. Call of Duty, Halo, Battlefield. So this article starts off, Todd Howard wants you to know something straight off the bat. The Elder Scrolls 6 is, quote, still a long way off. The game's director is sitting in his home office in Rockville, Maryland, flanked by shelves decorated with game and movie memorabilia. I'm preaching patience, he tells me. I don't want fans to feel anxious.
I think that, again, I think all of this, by the way, is lies. Okay? I previously said I think that Microsoft is forcing Bethesda to make Fallout and the Elder Scrolls at the same time. Now I think that Todd Howard, considering he is the official face of Bethesda, like, Microsoft is not gonna fire Todd Howard that easily because he is synonymous with Bethesda. And a lot of people are probably thinking, well, without Todd Howard, there's no Bethesda. And that is the consensus of a lot of people. after the absolute diabolical disaster of Starfield, which is Microsoft effectively paying Bethesda $8 billion to buy fucking Starfield. Jeez, that is the first purchase of the decade right after Concord. And now the Fallout 4 anniversary disaster that went so poorly that Bethesda actually decided to respond why they are bad at their jobs. I mean, Todd Howard has to be on the chopping block, and I think Todd Howard is saying these things to minimize the chances that Microsoft actually tries to fire him. I really think Todd Howard currently is primarily concerned about the fact that Microsoft is trying to fire him. I legitimately think that could be the case, because there have been too many failures in a row. Todd Howard has done nothing to change it. Todd Howard has not been useful. People are literally making fun of him, and now most fans literally are openly stating on social media, yeah, how about Bethesda just doesn't make Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6? Why make a bad game? It's gonna be bad and we don't want it. It's an open opinion. I make videos like this that barely get pushback, okay? Worst case scenario, this video is gonna have like a 10% dislike ratio from the people who are still somehow fans of Todd Howard. By the way, like this video right now. It takes less than a second, and hype it up if you're on a mobile device. I greatly appreciate all of you who do it. It helps out the channel. It helps out the channel a lot, by the way. You liking the video does have a serious impact, so thank you everyone who does it. And if you think this stuff is important, then definitely like the video right now. Thank you to everyone who does it. Again, I appreciate it.
I can understand this because there is such a thing as Valve time. It's ready when it's ready. And we'd rather have like a rushed game is forever bad, la 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 da da, Shigeru Miyamoto. Similarly, I'm not just going to shit out a Red Dead 2 review that's like that doesn't live up to the hype. So I get it. There's like expectations, and the longer you make people wait, the higher expectations get. This is kind of why I believe Valve never released a Half-Life 3, is it just kind of ballooned in concept, and it became so much of a like meme that whatever Half-Life 3 could end up being or would have ended up being might have been disappointing. And I guess we'll see for Elder Scrolls 6. Rather than Skyrim's long-awaited sequel, Todd is here to talk about Fallout 4. Yes. A new game, please, I would like. Also, I don't know how you guys feel. This is just my personal impression of Fallout 4. I do not like the changes they made to like dialogue options, and for that reason alone, I've never played Fallout 4. I don't like playing a Fallout game where my character talks. I like to immerse myself in that role, and also I really don't.
What a hot take. What a truly hot take. I don't like dialogue that actually doesn't tell me what I'm gonna say and it says something different. What a hot take.
Like the way dialogue options are handled. Is that a hot take?
Someone praised the Act Man for saying such a brave thing.
Might be a hot take. What do you think? But he talks about how it made $750 million in its first 24 hours on sale. So, I mean, I might just be in the minority. Maybe people love Fallout 4. We've had over 12 million players in the last year. It's a game that changed.
Stop pretending. You know people were not happy with Fallout 4.
Much of how the team at Bethesda Game Studios works. And its popularity spawned the Jonathan Nolan-helmed TV adaptation. So perhaps that says something about the time and place Bethesda was in when they released Fallout 4. I mean, you make $750 million in a day. You might stick with that IP and franchise, because that's fucking crazy. But I mean, he says right here, it's a game that changed much of how the team at Bethesda Game Studios works. So I can't really blame them for pursuing this Fallout direction. Like, I mean, a Skyrim TV.
What do you mean pursuing this Fallout direction? What do you mean? Pursuing this Fallout direction and not making a new Fallout in 10 years? Even the Fallout TV show wasn't Bethesda, by the way, if you do not know. Microsoft forced Bethesda. Well, they didn't force anything. They just they own Bethesda. So, you know, it's not exactly forcing. But Microsoft is the reason why a Fallout TV show even happened. Because Todd Howard is on record on interviews saying he's never wants a TV show being made, and then comes in Microsoft buys Bethesda, and literally in a year's time, it's like, hey, follow a TV show, anyone?
Show or an Oblivion TV show would be pretty cool. We did get an Oblivion remaster, so it's not like they've completely abandoned Elder Scrolls, but man, like, where is it, Todd? It just feels like it's been so goddamn long. You know, you gotta take care of all your children, right? You gotta give each one attention. When asked what they've been working on, Todd says, we have hundreds of people on Fallout right now with 76 and some other things we're doing, but the Elder Scrolls 6 is the everyday thing. How does it feel to be making the Elder Scrolls games again? I do like to have a break between them where it isn't like a +1 sequel. I think it's also good for an audience to have a break. The Elder Scrolls has been too long, let's be clear, but we want to do something new with Starfield. We needed a creative reset. I can respect some things that Starfield did.
A creative reset where the only new mechanic is technically shipbuilding. Yay.
Especially like it's shipbuilding. But I do not want to see the problems in Starfield replicated in a new Elder Scrolls game, right? I want handmade dungeons. I want to be able to actually see my map. If I'm gonna
do you want actually handmade dungeons? I'll remind you, Shattered Space was handmade, and it was arguably worse than. Camera, please! Like, what the hell are you even doing, my bruh? Anyway, a Shattered Space was handmade. It was. And did anyone like that? No. People fucking hated it.
Explore. And I can also respect the idea that you don't just want to sell out the Elder Scrolls IP. Skyrim was a super big deal, and it's important to honor that legacy and that of Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, and Arena. I don't know, in some ways it's better that I would prefer a franchise not release a bunch of bad video games, right? Imagine if Elder Scrolls just turned into like a yearly annual franchise like Assassin's Creed or something. It would kind of destroy the magic. But the rest of this interview is mostly about Fallout, and who can blame him? But I guess I appreciate at least the acknowledgement.
Because we're not crazy. They did reveal a trailer, right?
Apart from that, news on Elder Scrolls 6 has been very, very few and far between. They did confirm that Skyrim Grandma would be an Elder Scrolls 6. I don't know if that's still in the books because it's been so long. And that's kind of the other thing, right? When you go so long waiting on something, do you even know what it is you're waiting on? What I mean by that is, think of that mountain we...
Well, as an Elder Scrolls enjoyer, probably all roads lead to Stealth Archer anyway. That's gonna be my guess, honestly. In any case, that was the always masculine representing Act Ma'am. 10 out of 10, bye!